Seniors, this vitamin stops cramps and restores leg strength like you're 40. Have you ever been jolted awake in the middle of the night by a leg cramp so intense it felt like your muscle might tear? Or maybe you've noticed that climbing stairs now takes more effort, your grip on the handrail is tighter, and your legs just don't feel as strong or steady as they once did. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. And not as isn't just old age. In fact, it's often a clear sign that your body is missing something essential, something fixable. Most people have no idea that up to 78% of seniors suffering from leg cramps and muscle weakness are deficient in just one specific vitamin. And here's the shocking part. This information has been available in published medical journals for years, but it's been ignored. Why? Because it doesn't make anyone rich. Pharmaceutical companies would rather sell you expensive pills and muscle relaxers than help you fix the root cause naturally. Today, that changes. In this video, I'm revealing 3 simple, science-backed vitamins that don't just reduce leg cramps, they actually help rebuild muscle strength from the cellular level. These nutrients are not only safe and affordable, they've also been clinically proven to restore mobility, improve balance, and increase muscle power in adults over 60. One of these vitamins, our number 1 on the list, was shown in a peer-reviewed study to boost leg strength by 58% in just 6 weeks. That kind of improvement can mean the difference between needing help and walking confidently on your own. So here's what I want you to do. Take a moment and tell me, have you ever been hit with a cramp that made you sit straight up in bed, clutching your leg? Have you noticed your legs feeling weaker lately, even if you're eating healthy and trying to stay active? If yes, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. And let us know where you're watching from. We read and reply to as many of your comments as we can with encouragement and tailored advice. This could be one of the most important videos you watch, not just for your legs, but for your independence, your confidence, and your future. So if you're ready to feel strong, steady, and supported again, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and stay with me until the very end. Because the solution to your leg pain, cramps, and weakness might already be in your kitchen, and I'm going to show you exactly how to use it. Let's get started. Let's begin with a vitamin that's often forgotten when it comes to leg strength and muscle cramps: vitamin D. While most people associate it solely with bone health, there's far more going on beneath the surface, especially for seniors. When sunlight hits your skin, it kickstarts a chain reaction in your body that produces vitamin D3, which then travels through your bloodstream and interacts with muscle tissue throughout your legs. But here's where it gets truly fascinating. Inside your muscles are receptors. Think of them as tiny locks. And vitamin D? It's the key. Without enough of it, those locks stay closed, leaving your muscles underperforming or worse, vulnerable to painful cramping and weakness. This was confirmed in a breakthrough study out of the University of Zurich, where researchers followed 248 seniors over the course of 2 years. Those with vitamin D levels below 30 nanograms per milliliter experienced leg cramps 3 times more often than those with healthier levels. But the real surprise came when they introduced 2,000 IU of vitamin D daily to the deficient group. Within just 8 weeks, the frequency of leg cramps dropped by 68%, a result far beyond the researchers' expectations. Why? Because vitamin D does more than support calcium absorption in your gut. It actually controls how calcium moves in and out of your muscle cells. When you're low on D, calcium gets stuck inside those cells, causing them to contract uncontrollably, and that, right there, is your cramp. But that's not all. Vitamin D also activates genes that trigger the production of muscle proteins, helping your legs rebuild from the inside out. In fact, studies show that seniors with optimal vitamin D levels have up to 37% more leg strength than those who are deficient. So how do you get enough of this critical nutrient? The sunlight is still your best natural source. But here's the catch. As we age, our skin becomes far less efficient at producing vitamin D. A 70-year-old, for example, produces about 75% less vitamin D from the same amount of sun as a 20-year-old. That's why supplementation becomes essential. The sweet spot for most seniors lies between 2,000 and 4,000 IU per day, ideally taken with a meal containing some fat for optimal absorption. Foods like salmon, mackerel, and sardines are excellent sources, each providing around 400 IU per serving. Egg yolks contribute about 40 IU, and a glass of fortified milk contains roughly 100 IU. Let me share the story of Margaret, a 72-year-old retired teacher from Minnesota, who battled severe leg cramps for over 3 years. She had tried everything: pickle juice, stretching routines, even muscle relaxants prescribed by her doctor, but nothing brought real relief. After running some tests, we discovered her vitamin D level was just 18 Ing/mLa, significant deficiency. We started her on a daily dose of 3,000 IU, taken with her breakfast. Within 6 weeks, the nightly cramps dropped to just once a week. After 3 months, they were gone entirely. But what touched her most wasn't just the absence of cramps, it was the return of her strength. She could finally climb the stairs to her bedroom without using the handrail. Her progress didn't stop there. She rejoined her morning walking group, something she hadn't been able to do for 2 years. The lesson here is simple but powerful. Consistency matters. If you want to reap the full benefits of vitamin D, make sure you're getting tested every 6 months and maintaining blood levels between 40 and 60 nanograms per milliliter. Take your supplements with your largest meal, especially one that includes healthy fats like avocado or olive oil to help with absorption. And whenever possible, get a little midday sun. Just 15 minutes on your arms and legs can make a big difference. Now, while vitamin D is undeniably essential, the next vitamin we'll talk about works through an entirely different system, and its impact on muscle performance and energy may surprise you even more. Number 2 is vitamin B12. If vitamin D acts as the muscle builder, then B12 is your body's electrical engineer, quiet, behind the scenes, and absolutely vital. Unfortunately, many people underestimate its importance because its effects often creep up subtly until one day they don't. Vitamin B12 plays a key role in maintaining the myelin sheath, a protective layer around your nerves, much like insulation around an electrical wire. When this sheath deteriorates, the communication between your brain and your leg muscles starts to short-circuit. This leads to leg cramps, unexplained weakness, or the unsettling pins and needles sensation that disrupts sleep and balance. Here's a sobering fact. Research from Tufts University found that over 40% of adults over age 60 have B12 levels low enough to cause neurological symptoms, but most of them have no idea. In a study of 3,000 seniors, those with B12 deficiencies were 80% more likely to experience frequent leg cramps and had noticeably weaker leg strength than those with healthy levels. But here's where things get hopeful. When participants with low B12 were given 1,000 micrograms daily, muscle function improved by 45% in just 12 weeks. That's not just statistical noise. It's a life-changing shift for people who thought their days of strength were long gone. The science is fascinating. B12 isn't just keeping your nerves healthy. It's actually involved in building new nerve cells and repairing damaged ones. Without enough B12, your nerves become frayed and sluggish, just like a worn-out phone charger that only works at a certain angle. And as those nerve signals weaken, muscles begin to contract when they shouldn't, or worse, not at all. This explains why B12 deficiency often causes both muscle cramps and muscle weakness at the same time. But here's the catch: aging makes it harder to absorb B12. As we get older, Our stomachs produce less acid, which is essential for absorbing B12 from food. That means even if you're eating foods rich in B12, like eggs or meat, your body may not be getting enough of it. That's why the form of B12 you take matters. Methylcobalamin, the active form, skips the need for stomach acid and is more easily absorbed, especially when taken sublingually under the tongue. Most seniors benefit from 500 to 1,000 micrograms daily, which is far above the outdated RDA, but still very safe because B12 is water-soluble. Any excess is simply flushed out. Let me share Robert's story. He's a 68-year-old retired accountant who began noticing his legs felt like jelly every afternoon. A few months later, the cramps started, especially during his evening walks with his wife, which he used to enjoy. Blood tests showed his B12 level was at 200 picograms per milliliter, technically normal, but nowhere near optimal. We began supplementation with 1,000 micrograms of methylcobalamin taken sublingually every morning. Within 4 weeks, he noticed his legs were steadier. By the 8th week, the cramps had dropped by 75%. 6 months later, he told me he felt like he had his 50-year-old legs back and had even resumed playing tennis, something he thought he'd never do again. To get the most out of B12, take it in the morning in an empty stomach if it's sublingual, or with breakfast if it's a tablet. Pair it with folate, which works synergistically to boost nerve health. And if you're over 65 or on acid-reducing medications, you may need injections or sublingual B12, which bypass the digestive system entirely. Aim for at least 500 picograms per milliliter, though many functional medicine doctors recommend shooting for 800 or more for truly optimal nerve and muscle function. The improvements from vitamin B12 can be absolutely transformative, especially if your deficiency has gone unnoticed for years. But believe it or not, the best may still be ahead. Our number one nutrient isn't even a vitamin yet, it's the one that often delivers the most dramatic results when it comes to cramps, strength, and energy. Let's talk about magnesium, the silent hero your legs have been begging for. Now that you understand how the right vitamins can rebuild leg strength, there's something just as critical you need to know, something many doctors often overlook. Vitamins alone won't restore your strength if you're not activating your muscles the right way. It might sound surprising, but taking every supplement under the sun won't make a real difference if you're still making 3 common mistakes that nearly 90% of seniors unknowingly make every single day. The good news? These mistakes are totally fixable. In fact, when paired with proper nutrition, these daily habits have been shown to improve leg strength by up to 74%, and they don't require fancy gym equipment or painful routines. They're simple, natural, and deeply effective because they work with your body, not against it. The first habit is called eccentric loading, a game changer used by top physical therapists. Picture this. Instead of just sitting down quickly into a chair, you slow the motion, taking 4 to 5 seconds to lower yourself gently. That slower movement actually puts your muscles under more controlled tension, building strength faster than regular movement. A study from the University of Tokyo tracked 116 seniors who practiced this technique for just 10 minutes a day. After 12 weeks, their leg strength increased by 52%, and their cramps dropped by 71% without even breaking a sweat. Try this. Stand in front of a sturdy chair, count to 5 as you lower yourself, lightly touch the seat, and then stand up normally. Do 5 reps, 3 times a day, maybe during TV commercials or while your tea is steeping. You're not adding a new workout, you're upgrading your daily movements. The second habit is about timing your movement. Just like your sleep has a circadian rhythm, so do your muscles. Research from Harvard Medical School found that seniors who exercised between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. gained strength 2.5 times faster than those who exercised in the evening. But there's a twist: it's not only when you move, but how often. Instead of one long daily walk, try 3 10-minute walks throughout the day. This approach, known as exercise snacking, keeps your muscles activated and reduces stiffness. In fact, studies show this method boosts leg strength 38% more than one continuous exercise session. I've had clients go from barely making it around the block to walking with confidence just by shifting their schedule and spreading their movement throughout the day. The third and perhaps most underestimated habit is hydration timing. Your muscles are made up of nearly 79% water, and even mild dehydration can reduce strength by up to 30%. But here's the kicker: what you drink and when you drink it matters even more than how much. Drinking 16 ounces of water 30 minutes before any leg activity can boost muscle power by nearly 19%, according to research from the Sports Medicine Institute of South Africa. I once worked with Frank, a 71-year-old retired firefighter who could barely make it up one flight of stairs. His legs felt like cement blocks, and nightly cramps had robbed him of sleep for years. We started him on a vitamin protocol, but also implemented these simple habits. He began doing slow chair sits during the news, timed his walks around lunch, and always drank water before moving. In just 6 weeks, Frank climbed 3 flights of stairs without stopping. By 3 months, he was mowing his lawn again, a task he hadn't touched in over a year. His cramps? Down to once a month, only when he skipped his magnesium. Now, here's something that might surprise you. Spending 10 minutes barefoot each day in surfaces like grass, carpet, or sand can dramatically improve balance and ankle strength. Why? Because the thousands of nerve endings in your feet communicate directly with your legs. An Australian study found seniors who walked barefoot for 15 minutes daily experienced 31% fewer falls and 45% stronger ankles than those who wore shoes all day. Even just standing on a textured mat while brushing your teeth can wake up those nerves and strengthen your foundation. The fifth habit is temperature therapy, a favorite among elite athletes. Alternating warm and cool water over your legs before bed improves blood flow by 60% and reduces cramp risk by 77%. It's simple. Use your shower hose or a bucket of water to alternate 30 seconds of warm water with 10 seconds of cool water for about 5 minutes. This rhythmic contrast trains your muscles to contract and relax properly even while you sleep. These habits work because they target the root causes of weakness and cramps: poor muscle engagement, sluggish blood flow, and tired nerve signaling. When you combine these methods with essential vitamins like magnesium, vitamin D, and B12, the effects are not only noticeable, they're transformative. I've personally seen it happen with my own Aunt Linda. She was 78, frustrated, and convinced her leg pain and weakness were just part of aging. But once she committed to these habits alongside a simple vitamin plan, her life turned around. Within 2 months, she could go grocery shopping without holding onto the cart. She even joined her church's walking group again. Her story, like Frank's, reminds us that it's never too late to regain strength, confidence, and independence. So here's my heartfelt advice. Don't wait for the next leg cramp or stumble to take action. Start small. Drink your water before your morning walk. Lower yourself slowly into that chair. Take your vitamins regularly. Give your bare feet some air. Your body wants to be strong and pain-free. Sometimes it just needs the right support and a few simple habits to get there. Now we'd love to hear from you. Have you tried any of these habits? What's worked for you or what hasn't? Share your experiences in the comments below. You never know who you might inspire. And if this video resonated with you, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell for more health tips from Forever Health 247. You've got this, and we're here to help every step of the way. I sincerely wish you who have supported this video to always be healthy. Just 1 or 2 sentences in this video help your life. I feel satisfied. Thank you for taking the time to watch, and see you in the next videos. Thanks so much for watching, and here's to walking easier, standing taller, and feeling better every day.